Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, Solana has made an absolutely amazing move today, as last night we did see ourselves lose the bottom side support of this descending wedge. Now, of course, the price did come down and we lost this, went for the retest and continued downwards, but we saw Bitcoin absolutely take off, which brought the alts with it, allowing us to re-establish ourselves within this wedge. Now, I'm under the belief that we are now more likely than not going to see a breakout to the upside of this wedge. It's not impossible, but it's not common that we will see the price fake out to the downside, re-enter back in, and then break out to the downside again. Typically speaking, a fake out is led to a breakout in the opposite direction, which in this case means an upward push. Now again, this is not 100% guaranteed, but it is more likely than not. I would give it 75% to the upside, 25% to the downside. Now, I believe that this is going to happen by October 10th. If you do follow my series on ADA Cardano, you know that we also have another big, intersection point of some resistance and support lines that is targeted to October 10th as well. And so I do believe that this date is going to be one of the most important in terms of by then we will have seen a move to the upside or the downside, 100% guaranteed. So what I'm looking to see right now is, again, this move to the upside. Our goal for where we want to see this price go is still sitting right around $194. Now, of course, the reason that we talk about this $194 level is because that is our door to our continuation of a bull market for Solana. If we do look at our swing high, Fibonacci, from our all-time high down to the low that we put in around September 21st, back over here, we can see that our 786 to 618 Fibonacci retracement levels are at $195 to $178. Well, what we can see is that the price came up, retested this zone, the 618 to 786 zone, and found some resistance and continued downwards. Now that we're looking to find some support, our main goal is to get back above this zone. If we do so, I am 100% under the belief that we are going to see Solana's price reach back up towards $250 and set that new all-time high with almost no doubt in my mind whatsoever. And now this is going to serve as very, very important, especially in the short term, because if we are unable to clear this zone, we could look at some type of downtrend. Now, I know not many YouTubers or not many people in general are talking about the risk of a bear market, but realistically, many cryptos are approaching this key level. And if we fail to get above this key level, that is a sign that we may look at some type of continuation towards the downside. Because realistically, whenever we do have a price do something like this, boom, and it starts to retrace. When we draw that Fibonacci swing high down to swing low, this level right here is our typical retracement zone. What will happen is the price will retrace here, continue back downwards. That is a retracement. Now, what it looks like if we're going to see a reversal is the clearing of that zone. And once we see the clearing of the zone, this is confirmed as a reversal, and we can expect to go set some new all-time highs. And so what we're looking for right now is that we have to get above this level, because there have been times in the past in which we've been unable to. Let me explain. So in this key, in this very, very key example down here, we saw the price set that high, come back down, and look to re-enter into the zone. What happened from here is that we lost it. We found some support, retried it one more time, and from there we were unable to clear it, which then led us to see this downtrend, okay, for multiple months. And so what we don't want to see happen right now is that if we come back up to go to retest it and we're unable to clear it, that we do see the loss of this long-term monthly wedge, as that would then be a sign that we may be looking at a downturn for more of an extensive amount of time. So what's very, very, very important right now is that we get back above 194 and, most importantly, 177, this zone, 177 to 194. Once we're able to do that, you bet your butt that I'm going big on that confirmation, as I'm under the belief again that we're going to look at some massive extensions to the upside. Now, the way in which we will know that this has then failed, that we may be looking at a breakout to the downside, is if we lose these two key levels of support. First and foremost, it'll be this descending line in which we have here, coming off of our most recent October 2nd and 3rd lows to about October 9th. You draw that line there. If we lose that line, we have one more failsafe of support, which is going to be this ascending line that has been started all the way back from August. This line starting here, all the way up, coming up off all of these lows, creates a massive level of support. If we lose this line, do anticipate a massive continuation of a fall to the downside, and we could be looking back towards $115 to $100 Solana. So we want to see that we hold this level and we start to work our way back up to this $177 mark and eventually to this $194. Now, I do believe that this is going to happen. I do believe that we are going to see the breakout to the upside, but of course it is important to just to pay attention to all of the possible outcomes. A few of the reasons in which I do believe that we are going to see that happen and that we are going to see this move to the upside is the fact that we allowed ourselves to correct this previous bearish divergence on the RSI. So of course we did see that the price was setting these higher highs as we set that all-time high, but on our RSI we were setting lower highs, which is textbook definition bearish divergence. That's never a good sign. But from there, as you can see, as we've gone up, we have allowed ourselves to correct this divergence, and we are now running right in parallel with our RSI currently. And so what'll be fantastic is as we do start to see this momentum climbing, and as we do start to give ourselves all of this room to work, that we don't have this downward pressure from that bearish divergence when we set that all-time high anymore, which will allow us to see the moves to the upside if we get that good volume. Now, speaking of volume, we also have some very, very important things to look at in terms of volume. Now, what I'm looking at right now is the fact that volume has not really diminished that much since we've come down from that high. Now, I'm going to draw this average green line. This average green line is really just an average about where the price or the amount of volume stays at. And what we can see is that the amount of volume that we had, within, let's kind of bring this down now that I've zoomed out a bit. Let's go back down there. We can see that the amount of volume that we had as the price was climbing and setting some of these new highs and Solana was getting all this attention is the same exact level in which we are now. That shows me that volume is still high. There are active buyers. Of course, there are active sellers. But since coming off this high, the hype has not died. People are not getting to the point they're like, oh, that's it. Solana's dead. It's gone forever. You can see that there is still that excitement, that there are still those people who have that faith. And I think that's going to be incredibly important because once we do start seeing that breakout to the upside, I'm fully under the belief that we will start to see these big volume increases as we did back in early September. So we definitely need to be looking to see that when we do, or if we do, of course, get that breakout to the upside of that wedge and we start to work our way back above our key Fibonacci zones, that we get this volume, as it does seem we will. And I think that carries us to some very high highs. Now, for some exact numbers of where I think this thing will go if we do start to climb, I think a 1.618 Fibonacci extension off of our all-time high down to this September 22nd low is going to be very possible within the realm of possibility, of course. And I think that we would very likely see a push to at least $242 with the final push to $277 before likely seeing some type of rather large correction and impossible continuation upwards dependent on what the market is doing. So overall, I'm very bullish on Solana right now. I'm incredibly happy to see that we were able to recover that line and this wedge in which we're in. Let's see if I can get back. There we go. This wedge in which we're in here, I do want to see us hold the line, and I want to see us be able to maintain this support in which we have been establishing right here. If we are able to do so, I'm definitely under the belief that we are going to come back up to retest these key levels. And again, if we do clear those key levels, do anticipate this price of Solana to absolutely climb, okay? And so I will, of course, update you guys as soon as anything does happen, as soon as there's any movement or important updates. Of course, for those of you who are outside of the United States trying to buy cryptos, I know it can be quite difficult sometimes to find a good brokerage with good volume to be able to capitalize on these gains. I have a ByBit link posted down below. If you do go ahead and sign up, you can trade on all of these cryptos we talk about on the channel and absolutely be able to maximize gains through, of course, really high volume from ByBit, and they have minimal fees. So it is a really great package, of course. So definitely go down, check it out, sign up, and let me know what you think. But with that being said, that is going to be about it for today's Solana video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I can't wait to see you all next time. Peace.